up. Give me a second here and make sure I put these into our group. So we can have these, and I think we should be good. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, I think we're good to go. Hey, well, good morning, Warriors. Great to see you, or afternoon, wherever that you're at. Give us a great wave. Stanley, oh my gosh, it's your first time. And it's like 3 a.m. for you guys. So they're out in the future. We have our Kiwis on the line here. Amazing. I want to give a big shout out as well, too, if they're here. There's so much happening right now within the Warrior movement worldwide and globally. So it's exciting to see. Just know that we are a global family, with one common mission to transform lives, to be able to impact other people. And it's extremely amazing to see what is happening around the world. So yesterday was fun. We had Mihi and Stanley. They're out. They just launched their business. This is a good idea, by the way, on how to really launch something. You can put together an event. You can put together a launch Zoom. You can say, hey, let's get some people together. Let's go make this happen. And it was so cool. They did a dual event where they did one in person. This was a good idea. And they also opened it up on Zoom. So it's super cool because what they did is they had Lucia, our director, out there. She was hanging out in the living room. They put it onto a TV. And then Mihi and Stanley, they were in another room in the same house. So they were over the Zoom. So they're speaking on the screen. And then we zoomed in Fina from Australia. I came in from United States, and they had a rock star event. Stanley, are you able to speak real quick? I know it's like 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm just curious because you're here anyway. So
Yes. Hello, good morning. Hope I'm
good
working.
morning. Good morning. Stanley, give us a little update. Like, what happened? How was the response? And what was going on?
Oh my gosh. So we had a bunch of ladies in our lounge room, and so we managed to, after the event, go in and have a chat with them, and they were all really excited to explore further. We had, I think, a couple of sign-ups. We've got a couple of brand partners in the works. We've got some customers going, and we were there from, I guess, because the event started at 10. Obviously, I was there about 8, setting up at Mihi's house, and then myself, Lucia, and Mihi, we didn't actually end up leaving till about 5 o'clock that afternoon because we were just so pumped, and we're doing some training and we're doing some planning, and we've already got our next event booked in 3 days later, which is Wednesday coming up. And then we're also planning for our next live event and Zoom at the same time, probably for next weekend. We're aiming for.
Wow.
But watch the space. Awesome.
Come on, let's go. Congratulations, guys. And teamwork makes the dream work, right? So they literally just
Awesome.
started. They said yes. And this is what I love. Success loves speed, and decisions come first, right? So if you're new here or you're like, how do we break through decision and commitment? I was chatting with them. I'm like, so when we're going to launch your business? And typically, if I ask that question, they're like, give me a month, right? That's like a nice blanket statement, right? Give me a month. It's enough time where you can forget about it. They said, how about in 3 days? I'm like, come on, that's what I'm talking about, right? So if there's one thing that I'd be thinking about today as we're going through this academy, I want to submit to you, there's going to be ideas and that are going to come to your mind. And if you want to win big, it comes down to what ideas are committed to, decided upon, and actioned on. So today, my challenge to you is throughout this entire training, we're going to cover a lot. We have a lot of superstars, a lot of stories, a lot of training, a lot of tips. If you can just make one decision today for this upcoming week, maybe that's you saying, I'm going to make my first launch post, my pin post, my color block post. Maybe that's doing an event, just like what happened with Stanley, Mihi, and Lucia. Maybe that's you saying, this is my week to go manager. Whatever that it is, be intentional today about some type of commitment or decision, and that's only between you, right? So if you're willing to take that mind state today, put a me in the comments below, and we'll definitely be excited about that. Kathy asked, will Renew be available in Australia soon? This is what I told to Australian and a Kiwi team, by the way, is it's not going there yet, but we are in a time right now in PartnerCo that if we want more, this is how I like it. do so much that the company has no way around it but to pay attention to our voice, right? Numbers tell the whole story. So who here would love it if PartnerCo is on our side even more? And they support us in the things that we all want to do, which they are, by the way. They already are. It's because this team is moving forward. So is it in Australia yet? No, but can we push the needle? I have no doubt in my mind that we can. That's just my personal agenda. All right. So let's figure it out. Okay. So I want to start with the message today. And I know we have teammates of all different types of backgrounds here. Some of you have been involved for years. Some of you have been involved for months. Some of you, this is your first time and you're like, what the heck just happened? How do I do this? I'm excited and thrilled and nervous all at the same time. Let me give you one note here is that if you're feeling nervous, who here has ever felt nervous in your business to be able to get started or to be able to make the next move, to be able to make your next post, whatever that it is? One thing that I've learned is nervousness is disguised excitement. Nervousness is disguised excitement. And when I learned to retune nervousness, I used to let nervousness hold me back, saying, oh, I don't feel ready. Like, let's go run away. But every single time now I've realized that it's really just excitement and you lean into it, breakthrough happens. Who here knows that on the other side of your nervousness and your fear typically is where your goals are, right? So like tune that up and tweak that up. But one thing I've learned is this, okay? And I don't know if any of you have felt this way or not, but I titled the message of today, who here would like to have luck on your side, right? Give me a wave or throw the word luck in the chat if you would love luck on your side. Because I grew up feeling like I never was lucky. My parents were not rich by any means. They came over from China to America with $200 in their pocket. And we didn't have a lot, right? Some of you know I have a niece. She is 3 years old, and we're actually going to be doing a birthday party at her house in just a bit. And she's got this like battery powered cool car that you can sit in. You can like move over. You know those power wheel things? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know what? We were looking at this and I was talking to my brother and I'm like, dang, back in the day, if you had one of them power wheels, you're a baller. We didn't have that growing up, right? We couldn't afford that stuff. Our power card wheels were our legs, your Chevrolet legs, right? So like we were that type of a family. And I grew up looking at other people that were succeeding and making more money and having the nicer things. And I'm like, I just don't think I was lucky. I thought that success was a luck thing. They had a better upbringing. They had a better education. They just struck out the right opportunity, and that wasn't me. And I remember coming into agreement with the fact that I was just going to be average. I was just going to live paycheck to paycheck. I just wasn't like them. I hope I'm speaking to someone today because we're going to give you tactics. Yes, we're going to give you systems, of course. But who here knows that your money will never grow more than where your mindset is? So I needed to understand what luck actually was. And when I came into this business and I learned from my mentors that I had some wrong thinking about what leads to success. And my mentor said this. He said that successful people are lucky, but it's a different type of luck. And they said that luck stands for labor upon correct knowledge. Labor upon correct knowledge. When proper preparation meets opportunity, that is luck. When I heard that for the first time, it like hit me. And I'm like, whoa. So luck isn't just some gamble. Some of us might look at this business, and I've done this before. Let me tell you what this business is not in terms of luck. You don't just randomly make a post and then you make $1 million. You don't want to play this game where it's this feeling of, I just got to find my one superstar and life is going to be good. Believe me, I felt that way. That will lead you into the wrong direction. Okay. let me give you a tip here. Many times, those that you think will, won't, those that you think won't, will. You never know. It's dependent on them, right? The ones you least expect, you would never know. Speaking about New Zealand, I never knew that Lucia would be a director in New Zealand. We connected on TikTok. I didn't even know her at all. She was not in my radar, but she rose her hand and she said, let's go do this. Your next superstars, you're never going to know where they're going to come from. But when I started to retune that luck was labor upon correct knowledge, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me there's a system of success. You're telling me that it's not a matter of if I'll be successful, it's a matter of when, if I do the right things. And when that clicked on me, when that hit me, I looked at this business so differently. And what do I mean by different? I wanted to master the essentials here. I wanted to master the system of success. I realized that I just had to figure out that one extra detail. Okay. If this is connecting with anybody, put a me in the comments below. This is not a luck thing in the world's way. You can control your own luck. You can be one of those people that it seems like money just flows to you all the time, that partners join you all the time, that customers join you all the time. But you must labor upon correct knowledge. You know, I think it was a benefit to me. I was not one of those superstars, by the way. I was one of those people that came in and no one believed me about this. Did anyone here have negators to you in your business, by the way? Oh, you're in one of those things? Oh, my favorite. You're in that pyramid. You're in that pyramid. And at first you're like, oh my gosh, am I? It's like my parents would like they'd rag on me, they'd dog on me. That rejection was real. And then I worked up the courage finally. I go to a training like this. I'm like, I'm hyped up. I want to be in the next one. Let's go launch. And I go talk to the people I knew were going to say yes. And I didn't have many friends. I was a social recluse. And I remember the day when I went up excitedly to my first friends and we were like best friends, right? They're going to say yes, right? And they blasted me to my face and they said, get out of that cult. You better quit. They're scamming you. I'm like, what? Man. But you know what? I'm so thankful that I wasn't lucky like that in the beginning. I'm thankful I didn't explode fast in the beginning because what it forced me to do is it forced me to understand the system of success. Last week we talked about this in our launch week. Cindy McKnight, our senior officer, said that there's a rock star versus the system. So many times we think we have to be the rock star, the charismatic leader, the one that knows it all, the one that can sell ice to an Eskimo. But when I realized the secret of this type of business, who here, by the way, wants a rapidly duplicating business that pays your residual income, whether you work it or not, around the world, right? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments below. Like, if you want that, then I realize it's about mastering the system. Mastering a way where the average person can do well. I'm super average, guys. I'm one of those people that had like 100 friends on Facebook, and the only people that like my post is my mom. Still to this day, thanks, mom. She still likes my posts, by the way. But no one would say yes. I'm that person that didn't have any success in business. Like, I had to learn the system. And I say this to encourage you because understand that everything is learnable. Understanding that everything is learnable. Okay. So what does labor upon correct knowledge actually look like? What does it actually mean? Well, number one, there is a system to things. There is a way of doing your business. We call them daily methods of operations. Okay. Put the letters DMO in the chat. DMO, daily methods of operation. Jim Rohn says a half a dozen things leads to 80% of the difference. These are those half a dozen things. These are things that successful people in this business, they do consistently over time, and it leads to success for sure. So where are these DMOs? Well, if you have not yet and you're newer here, one of the first places you want to go to is our brand partner onboarding. Okay, so it's wellness360.community/start, and then you onboard yourself as a partner, and then it links you to this page that I'm sharing. Wellness360.community/links. And you want to go through this. It gives you your 5 steps of success. Dr. Pia on Tuesday, she's been doing our fast start training. If you haven't been to those, come there. She actually walks you through step by step by step in a very, she makes the basics so fun, by the way. Like, I want to learn it more every single time. So these will teach you how to get plugged in. I won't go through that today. But what you do want to go through is there is a 7-day launch. And in the 7-day launch, this might be your homework this week, is every day you're given bite-sized pieces. You're given 5-10-minute videos, one thing a day, and it'll teach you daily methods of operation, like making your pinned color block post, like doing what's called the engagement sandwich. Here's one thing. Here's a systematic thing that's important to understand. You do want to post and you do want to attract people. Who here, though, has ever felt like when you post, you don't get a lot of action on your post? You're like, why do these other people get things to blow up, but mine don't? I'm posting all the time. It's because you might not have trained what's called the Facebook algorithm. Okay. So what's important is the engagement sandwich. I've been talking with teammates all this week in troubleshooting. One of the biggest things that I've noticed that people are missing in their business, if they want their social media to explode, it's a social platform. So you have to engage with others if you want them to engage to you. You have to give in order to get. So what does engagement sandwich look like? Before you make a post of any type, are you going onto your Facebook feed? Are you liking and commenting other people with genuine comments? Right? Are you loving on them? I've seen that the people that get the most love on their posts are the ones that are actually loving on other people's posts. It's a fun part to our business. Are you going onto their stories, 10 others, and liking and commenting on theirs? Let's throw it this other way. Who here has ever had someone comment on one of your posts that was not a partner or a customer and got very excited? Does anyone else get excited when someone else comments? So you're like, they're my best friend. They saw it. Don't you automatically think, who are they? Right? I wonder what they're up to. You love them, right? You go onto their page, like what Lily said. So the engagement sandwich works the same way. You want to make sure that you're engaging people. The more people you engage, the better. It's a sandwich because you do it about 10 on the feed, 10 on the story before the post. And then after the post, 10 on the feed, 10 on the story with others as well. 40 people a day. All business is conversation. All business is conversation. So it's just continuing to connect. And it is a lot of fun. Okay. So in the DMOs, that's one of them, for example. So there's systems. Making a post every single day. Some of them are transformation, but also start to post yourself. Who here knows that you're not a set of drops? Okay. So like if your profile is all about the drops, like if your profile photo is your drops, if your cover photo is your drops, if your page is the drops, they don't come to your page to learn about the drops. They come to your page to learn about you. You're the business. You're the business, right? So you want to start to let people into your sphere, right? Are you talking about your family? Are you talking about faith? Are you talking about your fitness? Are you talking about your fun? Are you like whatever it is, like share more about you, let people into your world so they can get to know you as a person. People buy people, not products, right? You Inc. Exactly. Don't just be a billboard on things. So those are a couple of the things that you want to do daily. Okay. And then also we teach you to invite. Go talk to new people, invite them to take a look at your product, invite them to take a look at your business. Those are some of your daily methods of operation. Like it's not tough stuff, right? And then also share your product into your stories at least, right? I love what Angie Bloom Hewitt says. If your stories don't have stuff in them, your story's not open. I'm like, boom. All right. Do I have some stuff in my stories? Go through the launch week and you're going to have that. But if you want to have luck on your side, there is a system of things to do, but here's another big key. Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So many times you get stuck in the tactics of things. But the reality is, like I just said, people join people. People join people. So the bigger game that I play every single day, when I heard this, it changed my life, is I think to myself this. My mentor taught me this saying, and he learned this in a tough lesson. I'll share this quick story. My mentor, he made multiple millions in this business before internet was around, by the way, by the age of 21. He was the youngest owner of not one, but 2 Lamborghinis, if you care for that at all. He had so much money. It was just like, what do I do with this type of stuff? Hey, when you're in 20s, that's what you care about, right? But he started so broke, he was on roller skates going to meetings. And one day he was doing the deal. He was going through the system. He was doing the DMOs. Right now we're in a digital age. So we're talking about posting and responding and going to the boards and all that. He thought he was doing the do, but no one was joining. No one was buying. He went up to his mentors and he's like, hey, this crazy thing you got me into doesn't work. And his mentors slapped him, not physically, but coached him. And I said, no, this crazy thing works. You don't work. Oh gosh, what does that mean? They said, you don't look good. You don't act good. You don't dress good. You don't even smell good. It's like, dang. And here was a line. Why would someone want to work with you if they don't even want to be like you? And when I heard that, I realized, I'm like, I got to work on me. Am I becoming the person that people want to be around? Am I the person, for example, that is positive rather than negative? Who here has friends that complain all the time? They just give you problems. They just give you, stuff. Don't be that person. Be the one that adds life to people. How about the person that talks to you all the time and they never stop, and it's like they never breathe and you can't ever get a word in it? Don't be that person. Be the one that listens. Be the one that listens. We have multiple people right now. One of our big focuses on a systematic route. We have a strategy called 10 and 2. All right, 10 and 2. If you focus on this every month, your goal is to personally enroll 12 people, at least 2 of them being a brand partner. That's 3 people a week, 3 lives a week. And if you do this every month for 6 months, and then you duplicate that into your team, in 6 months, you can make $10,000 a month. Who here would love to be able to make a $10,000 a month income here, by the way, right? Okay. So how do you do that? Well, there's this thing called 10 and 2. Many of us have already done it. If you've already done it before, put done in the comments below. We have a lot of people. We're chatting with these people as well too. But I'll just bring one up in particular. We have Pam Middleton. She just hit this 6 times. She's out at an event right now. She's normally always here, obviously, right? And she gave some tips on how she did 10 and 2 again. This is 6 times in a row, right? Okay, here's what she said. Listening intently to what others were saying. Listening. Be the person that people want to talk to. And the easiest way, here's a secret I realized, because I'm like a shy person. Is anyone shy like me naturally? Like I'm very boring by myself. When I realized the secret is this: the most interesting person in the world is the one that just is interested in other people. Be interested, not interesting. So when you go to people, think to yourself in this week, as you're conversing with people, are you thinking more about them and asking them more questions? Or are you trying to say your thing? What's the ratio like? You know what I like? I like it where 80% of the time they're talking. 20% of the time I'm talking. So I'll talk to Adela. I'm like, Adela, how are you? How is everyone? Tell me about your week. Like I learn a lot, and I've learned a lot by being a husband. Like listen, listen without feeling like you need to respond. And you know what's going to happen? The more that you start to intentionally listen, people tell you their life. And you're going to hear things. I love that we're in our business, by the way. How many people in the world would want to be healthier and make more money? Who here believes that that's probably what most people want, right? So we have a business that everyone pretty much will want. So if you start to listen, let's say you're doing an engagement sandwich and then you're starting a conversation and then you're just listening. You're going to hear something like, man, oh, I put on some weight. Man, oh, summer break is so expensive. Like you're going to hear these things. Oh, interesting. All right. So work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Be that person that people want to confide in, that people entrust in. Be that life giver. Be that one that listens. Be that one that actually cares. Let me give you one other secret. Today's just tons. I hope you're just going to get one nugget. Okay. So if you want the biggest business in the world, be the one that loves people the most. Be the one that cares for people the most. This is a business that rewards those that love other people. You're just there for them. Disconnected from the outcome. You don't love. Love is not expecting something in return. It's just being there. Okay? And labor upon correct knowledge will happen. I'll end this portion with the story, and we got some superstars I want to talk about. Okay? These are principles. Principles, laws, they work every time. They will work eventually for you. Okay? You do them long enough. But the other day, we have a little 5.5 pound Maltese, Coco. She thinks she rules the world. On her bed, she takes up, so my wife takes up 60% of the bed. My dog takes up 35% of the bed. And I am practically falling off the side of the bed with the last 5%. Okay. Our Coco feels like she rules the world, and she's just so dang cute. But she does something that was interesting. Every time that we prepare food, she comes right next to us, starts scratching, and looks up with those doggy eyes, and is super persistent. We never give her food though. We want to train her to not eat while we're preparing food. She's done this for a long time, like her entire life. The other day, I'm cutting up some stuff, and the food mistakenly, accidentally falls to the ground. I was cutting some eggs, and it fell to the ground. Guess what Coco did? Payday. Right in there, eating it up. It was interesting. I made it a training point. I said, huh. She inhaled it. She does not eat. She inhales. Why do I bring this up? Because what I just saw there was the example of luck in action. Persistent and consistent for sure. She did this 100 times and she did not get an outcome. You might be doing the engagement sandwich. You might be making your post. You might be inviting people. You might be getting people onto the call, but no one bought, no one joined. But this one time that she did it again, she hit payday. Luck is laboring upon correct knowledge when proper preparation, she was prepared, meets opportunity. The question is, are you prepared when opportunity comes? And how do you get prepared? Get better. That's how you come to training like this. Sharpen the sword. Get those little details. Babe?
I just have a quick point on that. And the key really is laboring upon correct knowledge underlined, because all of us are here on a Saturday morning and you have other things to do, but you're here. We're all laboring. We're all working. You're showing up. So many of you are working really, really hard, but you're not laboring upon correct knowledge. You're not doing the right things. What is correct knowledge? See, our business is you have the freedom to do it however you want. And we want to always promote innovation, right? Try different things, right? Do different things, right? But the fundamentals are not going to change. And that's why we harper on this weekly, right? Every single training, we talk about the onboarding, we talk about the launch week. It's so, so incredibly important that you know it on the back of your hand. Like if you've heard it 500 times, can you train it without looking at it, right? Do you know the daily DMOs like on the back of your hand, like you're breathing and brushing your teeth, and it's just, you don't have to think about it, right? Because when you get super, super good with that, and then you add on to other things, it just multiplies. But so many of us are spending time, you're posting, but you're not following the system. You're not doing the engagement sandwich. You're not doing the pin post. You're not commenting back immediately when someone responds to your post. You're not following the message scripts, right? And you're talking, you're working, you're spending time, but you're not getting results because you're not following the system. So I really want to underline the correct knowledge is what we're preaching. We're not going to teach you something that doesn't work, right? But you might not see results immediately. And I get it. You know, in the beginning, you're like, oh, I want results fast. So I'm just going to try this and try this and try this. You can try all of them. But the problem is a lot of times when we see what's working in other people, you don't see the whole picture. You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, right? And we learn so much from people that are extremely successful in this business. And we know exactly what to do on the back end that on the surface you don't see. Some of you are on social media and you're looking at other people and you're like, oh, this person is, just, sending out invites and blasting people all day about their opportunity and talking to just pitching, right? They're spamming people. And that's why they got successful. But you don't really know what they actually did to build the relationship and then pitched opportunity. And because this person liked them, they joined, right? Or posting on social media. Some of you are like, oh, this post got so much results, it must be working. But you didn't see all the other posts they did to build it up, right? So what we're teaching in a launch week is literally the basics and the fundamentals. If we don't do that on a daily basis, everything else on top of it, it's not going to work exactly. So you're going to feel like you're working really hard, but you're not getting the results that you want, right? So I really want to underline the correct knowledge part because you have to be laboring on the right things in order for luck to happen.
Awesome. All right. So make it a commitment. The system works. So if it's not working for you, this is what I think. Where am I missing the detail? Let me seek for mastery. Okay. So yeah, put correct knowledge in the chat if you're still with us. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, Maria's about to get promoted. I already know. I called out the other, it's about to be there. Okay. I want to bring up a couple of, and the way to learn these details, I like to study success. The best way to learn, that's why I love this business, right? We just give the stuff. It's not, we're not hiding anything. I look to those that are winning and I'm like, what are they doing? What's a detail I can pick up for them? So I want to bring up some of our amazing people. We've had a lot of people. Our strategy, our focus is every month, 10 and 2. That's like the correct knowledge, right? Oh, Pam's here as well too. Awesome. Thanks, Pam. I thought you weren't able to make it, but congratulations. I'm going to bring up a couple people here. I got Adela, the Stella Adela. Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much.
Good.
Very good. Thank you.
We are so proud of you. Congratulations on wrapping up 10 and 2, joining our mastermind, everything, and just so awesome. And I have a question or two for you, Adele. I want to learn on what's happened. First of all, if you don't mind sharing, okay, because I'm so inspired by you.
Oh, wow.
Some people think, man, technology's tough and this is not my cup of tea and I'm not used to this. Do you mind sharing how young you are?
Oh, no, of course not, because I have a blessed life. Yeah. I'm 77.
Guys.
Yes.
Come on. You don't look a day over 50, sister.
Wow. I love that. Thank you.
Okay, so you grew up literally when we talk about technology, you grew up on typewriters with the clackety clack.
The manual typewriter, correct. Not even an electric typewriter, correct.
Wow. Okay. So you took on this business and you launched your business how long ago?
I got my drops on April the 10th, so around April,
Awesome. So it's been a little over a month. All right.
couple
You
months,
wrapped
yes.
up 10 and 2. And when it comes to diving into, because you're coachable, you're following all the systems and everything. What's your mind state on going into something that's different? I love what Dr. Pia says. It's not that it's difficult, it's different. So we're showing these systems, we're talking about social media, we're talking about posting and boards and all these things. When you come into that, what goes through your mind and how do you confront these different things?
Well, I guess when you lived as long as I lived, you never stop learning. Okay. And you have to push yourself because otherwise you die.
True.
And so, my son the other day, I was telling him how much difficult time I'm having downloading all these apps and everything like that. And he's, Mom, we all do that. It's just not you. And he made me realize, yeah, it's not an age thing. I just have to learn it. So I just, you got to push yourself and you have to know what it is you want. When you said do 10 and 2, I made a big 8.5 by 11 and put it on my refrigerator, 10 and 2. And gosh, it happened. So trying to stay focused. And also, I really, if I can share, I'd like to just say that I'm thankful for Donna and you guys and Eva. But I love that the juice has done, the drops and the noni has done so much in my life. It's like there was a fog and there's no longer a fog and I'm energized. I feel like I'm 40. Okay.
And you look
So
at
the product.
too.
Oh, thank you. The product. Yes.
Congratulations. So taking the product, being a product of the product, tracking, that's a huge thing, guys. Do you have 10 and 2 down? Like, are you actually tracking? What you track will grow? And it got done. So congratulations, Adela, our new supervisor as well too.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. For sure. Gosh, I love that. It's just different. All right. And you just confront it, you tackle it. And then there's that learning process there. Yeah. She's going to be going manager very soon. Next up, I want to bring up Miss Colleen Jenkins. Are you here? There you are. You're always here. Colleen is always vibrant. She is always on everything. She's always on camera, which I love. Like she's always showing up, getting 10 and 2 done for the first time. And Colleen, what I'm impressed by you about is you're one of those situations that you didn't explode your business fast, like right out of the gates. Like how long have you been involved in PartnerCo now?
Ooh, a little over a year or so, maybe 2.
Yeah. And this is the first time you achieved 10 and 2.
First time.
Okay.
First
So
time.
and congratulations. Like
Thank
that
you.
is amazing. My question to you is this. How do you stay encouraged, motivated, continue to go when it might seem like others are moving fast and they're exploding and all that, and you're running your race and you're like, man, why am I not getting it? I wonder if you've thought these things before, but tell us about that.
Yes, I thought that I had to put on my blinders. I listened to your motivational presentations, Becky, Joanne. Sometimes Joanne and I might bump heads, but it's because, I had to get out of myself to listen. And she started telling me, go to the IPA meetings, you got to show up if you're going to be successful. So that helped me a lot, just putting on those blinders, getting out of myself. I take notes all the time. I highlight them. I mean, even, it's like even in the Bible, you're going to hear the scriptures over and over again. So I listen to what you say over and over again, highlight it, and then put the words into action.
There we go. Repetition is the mother of skill.
Yes.
If it takes you, quote unquote, it's not long or short. Everyone's got their own pace. But once it clicks, it clicks. And what I love about it taking longer is you know that you know it. So what's one thing that you learned and did that helped you break through to 10 and 2 this time?
To follow up to post 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You can post in between. You post personal things, spiritual things, and just do the DMO,
Mhm.
daily mode of action.
Mm.
Operation. I'm sorry. I'm nervous.
Oh, good. You're good. So just being extra consistent. And
Yes,
dotting those I's and crossing the T. Okay.
exactly.
Gotcha. And from now on, I think you're going to be hitting 10 and 2 no problem all the time because you know it.
Yes, that's my goal.
Hey, let's go. Congratulations, Colleen.
Thank you. Thank
We're so
you.
proud of you. Man, guys, I'm telling you, there is so much gold from every single one of us here. And I hope you can just grab even just one nugget from everybody, because if you put those all together, just imagine what that's going to be like. I also want to bring up Miss Angela Ice. And I love her so much. She is our newest manager. She did 10 and 2. She's in our mastermind. When you do 10 and 2, you get invited to a mastermind for a higher level training and stuff. Let me find her real quick. There she is. Okay. I'm going to make you a co-host here. And Ice, I know she works on Saturdays, but she was so excited. She found a way to sneak out. So I hope she still snuck out or something. Some of us here. Is anyone here right now sneaking in this call, by the way? So Ice, let me know if you're able to meet her. There you are. I hear you.
I'm here.
Okay. There
Good
we
morning,
go.
good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning. Hey, thank you for spending some time with us. I know manager, because that's one of our big goals. When you go to PXP, if you're manager, PXP is our big conference, September 20th to 22nd. Manager and above gets to go on stage. On Mondays, we do a big Manager Monday call. So that's one big driving force. Ice, I know this was an obsession for you.
Yes.
What's one thing that you felt led you to be able to achieve manager and just knock it out of the park? Because you did it early. It was like simple for you.
Consistency. That would be my biggest word. Consistency and repetition.
Mm.
Learning the system, repeating the system, reviewing the system. When I came in, pedal to the metal. I just went, just all cylinders going. And I had some really good luck happen to me early on. And in following that luck, I didn't complete fully all of my launches. And the week launch, 7-day launch is extremely important. I mean, I'm 4 months in now, and I think I spoke to you the other day and said I somehow missed day 6. I missed portions of it, and so I went back and that was, it's almost like if you think about screwing in a bolt and you just turn the wrench just a little bit, and that's all I did, and I feel like the floodgates started to open. The other thing was this team. I can't even speak about how powerful and how everyone here touches everyone here. Everyone here is available for everyone here. The people, if you fall back, you're not falling, because there's someone here to catch you. You won't even realize that you're about to fall or trip, because there's someone here. I mean, and you know how I am about you. Shalia, thank you for bringing me in. Pia, at the drop of a hat. James, the extra warrior movement, the helpline that we now have, all of this stuff is right there. And I work a lot. I work over, I don't even know, 50, 60 hours a week on my other job. But in between that, if I can get a question in, I know I may not respond back, but I'll come back and I'll find the answer. And you just can't beat it, because on the days where I feel like I want to sit down for a second, I don't. I jokingly say with love, but 100% truth, I can't wait to fire my job.
Yes.
I love what I do, but it's taken so much from me now. And, every time there's a call, and we have a lot, but they're all important. There's a nugget in every single thing that we do. And if you take just a piece of it and add it to what you're already consistently doing, it's not like you're doing a whole bunch of work. You're just perfecting what you already have. And when I say that, there's no such thing as perfection, but you're perfecting what you're already working on. You're taking another step forward in whatever it is that you're doing. And it may not seem like it's happening, but it's happening. And I always have this picture in my head of the tip of an iceberg. You know, you see it above the ice, but when you look underneath the water, you see this huge iceberg. That's what's happening with this business, not just for me, but for other people. And you just got to step in. You got to step in, step out, and be ready to go. You can't overthink it. You can't talk yourself out of it. You can't try to talk yourself into it. You just have to go with it. And it does fall in place. Labor upon correct knowledge is a true thing, because I've had lucky situations, but I do feel like my luck has changed now because I took a little bit of a step back to make sure that I'm getting the correct knowledge, and applying it at the correct time. Because I can have a lot of information, but if I'm throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks, you know, maybe not. But I wanted to be consistent, and so I go back to my original word of consistency. Just be consistent with it, and it will consistently happen for you.
Wow. Gosh, that was mic drops everywhere. Congratulations. It's one thing to launch well. It's another thing to pick that up and continue to master. Like, super impressed. I just want to say this to Ice or anybody that's interested. Is anyone here because you want to fire your boss? Or maybe you like your boss and you just want to politely leave them, right? Some of us here, but I'd love to buy an extra 60 hours back in my life. I'd love to buy an extra 40 hours back into my life. Because when it clicks for you of what this can do, you're like, man, I got to get out of here. And one of the most fun times in the world, Ice, came. My only job I've ever had in my life, like real job, I was in retail management. I worked for the illustrious Target. Some might know him as Target. I was training to be a store manager there. So I remember commuting an hour a day to get to work. I remember being on my feet all the time. I remember commuting back. I was running the business, and I'm like, I got to get the heck out of here because, man, this business is way more fun. So 90 days, I had an obsession. I said, by the end of it was actually summertime. By the end of summertime, I am getting out of here. I had a goal to hit officer, and that's $1,000 a week title in this business. I had known the basics. I had limited time. But with the time that I had, I said, it's going to be focused. It's going to be laboring upon correct knowledge. We're going to get this down. And it was just laser sharp focus throughout that summertime. And 90 days, I don't even know what exactly happened. Well, I do know. I just followed the system and just duplicated with deep intention. 90 days in, hit officer, made my first 4-figure check. And I remember going back to my boss. And I'm like, you don't boss me anymore. I'm my own boss now. That was my last job like 12, 13 years ago. So Ice, 90 days, I'm just going to call it out. You ready to leave? Like,
Yes. 90, I mean, this was 30 days that I got to manager, and I'm really surprised that I did it that fast. And the other part I wanted to add is that I bought this really huge whiteboard, and I'm using that whiteboard, and I'm putting dates and different colored markers to just to push my stride. That's what I'm out there focusing to do. And then when you called the other night and was like, hey, you're like right there. And right there was 2 or 3 more things happening without knowing that I was right there. It was beautiful. But now that I hit manager, I mean, I talked to Ange and I'm like, what's the next rank? Because, you know, I gotta, like I said, I love my job, but my full-time job needs to become, if I want, my part-time job.
There we go.
If I want. But my biggest why has been my time. And I want my time. I love the fact that I'm working towards getting my time back.
Let's go. Congratulations, Ice. And it's already done. Man, I hope you guys love this. Like, so many nuggets from every single person here. Next up, I want to bring up, I'm so proud of this individual here. Her leadership has been incredible. And it's interesting because as you build your business, this is what's going to start to happen in your business. You're going to see that you're going to have, we tell people build 2 lines deep of your team. Okay. And what's always going to happen? One's going to take off more than the other. And you're going to have, that's what you want, by the way. You want your business to be blown up so much. It's like a good problem to have. But if you want to get promoted to manager and director and all these places, you need 2 lines. So this individual has done an incredible job just supporting and leading and helping in any single way with Angie and her team that's just been exploding this last 6 months plus. And we've had so many conversations. She's like, when's it my time? How do we get this? And getting 10 and 2, it was a struggle for her because she's a wife, she's a mom of 2 teens. Like, wow, oh my gosh, she was working. She's now a licensed reflexologist, and she's supporting this mega team. But she made a commitment saying, now it's the time to develop the other team. And she just hit 10 and 2 again. And I see Hannah here, and congratulations, Hannah, your first partner and expanding. And like, I see so many things happening. But Tammy, I want to ask you, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, you have a crazy life. Like, it is.
We
It's
all
not.
have a life. Yeah.
We do. We all do. And you're doing an incredible job. And okay, how do you, and you weren't in management mode, by the way, at all. But how do you juggle managing and supporting an incredible business and team and life, but still make that decision to build out new lines of business? Like, what were some things that clicked for you?
Well, first of all, the team is incredible. I call myself lucky, but I knew Angie would be amazing, and she is amazing, and she does so much on that power line that I know we're not supposed to like rest and be like, okay, good, she's got it all. I hope I do what I can to support. I always want to be there to support, encourage, and lead by example. And the few months that I didn't make it, I took it hard for a moment. But what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. If I'm looking at myself and what I'm doing, I know that I'm ultra focused on who do I need to be and what do I need to do to get the goals that I'm going after. And that's really just like a daily mantra of mine. And
say that again. What's the mantra?
Who do I need to be and what do I need to do to get the goals I'm going after? And the goal I'm going after, I mean, they're multifaceted goals. I'm going for senior officer. And I would say a few months ago, I couldn't even imagine like hitting those numbers. But I hear a lot of people saying they got a whiteboard, and I have been writing it out. I've been listing it. I've been, really focusing on the vision of it. And I could totally see it happening. So I'm just sticking to that. I know what I'm doing is growing daily, like literally daily, and in my mindset, in my habits, and that's what I'm focused on. I'm not gonna focus on all the people that said no, because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people that said no, and some of them are like the most surprising, hurtful no's. And I just really have been leaning into letting that fire me up. And I wear my pin. You guys, that pin is magic. Wear your pin.
I'll ask Pam about this pin, by the way. That's awesome. Tammy, I love that mantra. Who do I need to be? What do I need to do to get the goals that I want, right? Who here is down to taking that mantra, by the way? Like, give me a wave or put a me in the comments. Like, that's beautiful, because that's literally what it is. And now you're seeing it manifest. And you're like, oh, it's happening. It's like, it's not surprising. And so when you cross the stage as senior officer, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome, but you're going to be like, no, I knew this was going to happen. Now it's success by design. Congratulations on that. I know, Tammy.
Thank you. I'm so happy and so grateful for Angie's leadership. She she makes it easy. She makes it easier for me.
Love it. Congratulations. Oh man. Speaking of pins, you're like, what's this pin? Pam, I do see that you're here. Thanks for being on with us. I know you're out and about. You got the pin on you.
Yeah.
So what
Yes,
is
I
the pin?
do.
Show us this. Congratulations.
So first, first I have to give, thank you so much. First, I have to give a big shout out to Tammy because I saw that she made these pins. So I can't even hold it straight. So I made one for all of I got them made for all my teammates. So you guys, yours is on the way. But so what it says is ask me about the skinny drops.
Yeah.
And this time, because of everything that everyone said, consistency, just knowing what your goals. I heard people say they're writing things on a whiteboard. And I'm that old school person. It's in black and white. These are my customers, my brand partners. I just had to write them out. And I'm here celebrating with my husband, his family reunion. I was so close, and I was so close last month. And I thought, no, I can't do this again. I can't not get this because my whys are so huge. So I thought I'd put my pin on. I showed up at the reunion last night for the meet and greet, and people just asked me, what are these? And the funny part is I hear Tammy said no's. I don't get a lot of no's, but I don't get a lot of yeses. So I think people are just, what people always say, ghosting. But people aren't ghosting. People just aren't responding. And one of my sister-in-laws said, come on over here, sit next to me, sit right here. Tell me about those skinny things you're talking about. I see all your posts. I see everything you're doing. Doesn't respond or comment. And then, of course, she asked, and then the next one asked, and the next one asked. But literally, I sat at that reunion last night. I didn't say anything. I just listened intently. And I heard what people had to say, and I'm thinking, oh, she needs this. Oh, he needs Magna Cal D. Oh, he needs this. I didn't say anything, but I did listen and then connected before it was time to go. I was like, I'm on a clock, but I didn't let it bother me. I didn't focus on it. What I did was I just listened, period. And it just made all the difference in the world.
Okay. Congratulations. Being marketing and visibility, getting yourself out there, listening to other people and what they want, and then just being consistent. So so is it Tammy that makes the pins? Is that what it is? Or
so no, Tammy has a hookup, and she created this pin in a square.
Got it.
So when I was doing my Juneteenth event 2 weeks ago, I reached out to Tammy, and she said, and she told me where to go. And then I tried to get them because I needed them really in a quick time. And finally, I just called the number. They were so receptive. All I had to do was just give them her invoice information. And they sent the pins out, and they made it in time for Angela and I to wear it at the Juneteenth event. And I've been wearing it ever since. I just wear it every day.
You can design it. You can design it however you want. But I had given Pam my template so that she had it. But I could put it in the support group, the link that I use. They're not that expensive, and you get a higher discount the more volume that you buy too. But you can get magnetic ones too.
Yeah, mine's magnetic. That is so cool. It just snaps right on and off. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Throw it in the support channel, throw it in the Facebook group, and then we can even update it onto our website as well too. So thank you. Congratulations, Pam.
So one last thing I want to say. So for those of you who are like me and over that 70 group, Tammy says you can just go ahead and make the template and create it. I looked at that template and I thought, oh, heck no, I need this pin just like that. For those of you who are like me, just call them. We do phone calls really well, paper and pencil really well. And they took care of it just like that. Customer service is amazing.
Awesome. Perfect. Congratulations, Pam. Thanks for sharing your tips, and enjoy your event out there. Isn't that awesome, guys? One little tip. Who here would love a pin? That sounds cool. So by the way, success leaves clues. Herbalife does over 7 billion a year. One of the things they did is they had their pins. I would say these look way better than theirs, so I'm just saying. Okay, last but not least, Hey, if you got at least one nugget today so far, throw a 1 in the comments below. I think you probably got like 10 plus. Last but not least, when it comes to 10 and 2, we have Joanne Hewitt, who just knocked this down for her 6th time, guys. Her 6th time. And seriously, consistency is key. This means, think about it, right? 10 and 2, she's enrolled at least 60 customers. She's enrolled at least 12 new partners. And there's more. Colleen is in her team. Like, duplication is starting to happen. So Joanne, you heard everything that was happening here today. What's one epiphany? What's one revelation, one learning thing that you've gotten after doing this now this many times? What's a secret that you think is huge?
Commitment. Commitment. I'm committed to my team. I'm committed to actually helping people, letting them know that there's something out there, letting them know the same thing that Angie did for me, and letting them know that you don't have to hurt, you don't have to be overweight, you don't have to have lack of sleep, any of those things. You don't have to have that. We've got it here at PartnerCo. So I'm very committed to everything. I listen to everything that everybody talks about. Becky talked about getting in that rabbit hole. And sometimes I find myself in there, like, oh, this is working for them. Let me try it. No, stay the course. Be committed. I go over the daily DMO daily. And that's what I talk to Colleen, Kamisha, Debbie, Elaine, all of them about, do this daily because it's right there in the details. The devil is in the details.
Congratulations. Well said. So proud of you, Joanne. What I'm hearing is this is more than just a business. This is more than just a hobby. This is a crusade. This is a passion. This is, I'm on a mission to transform lives, and I'm on it, no matter what. So congratulations.
You made the comment, work harder on yourself than you do at your job. I'm up at 4:30 every morning. I am still doing my miracle morning. I am praying every morning on for my business, for my team. And it works.
Wow.
That's what works.
Come on, Joanne. So proud of you, everybody. So many nuggets today. Think to yourself, what is your decision for this week, right? Who here's recommitted to going for your next 10 and 2 at least, right? Your next 10 and 2. And remember, now it's just any 4-week period. Like, you can start today and be like 28 days from now, it's 10 and 2. So it's important that we make these decisions, because one thing I do know, for every single person that did 10 and 2, it wasn't by accident. They made a commitment. They made a decision. This is in our featured section for the flyer of 10 and 2. So you can read all about it, but make that goal. And it's 3 this week. So take advantage of these. Take a look at that and read on it, babe.
Yeah, can I just add really quick? We made some not shifts, but I updated the caption. And this is really important because if you're brand new and you're hearing it, you might be missing some details, right? So number one, James mentioned this, it's any 4-week period where you get 12 humans, right? Personally sponsor 12 new people. They can be customers or brand partners, with at least 2 being brand partners. And there's a volume requirement as well. And number 3, I put in like how you can easily track it in your back office. We also have a tracking sheet if it helps you like just continuously track, because you can do this multiple times and you want to do this multiple times. If you actually follow the 7-day launch system, Day 7 will lead you to the Rockstar versus System video, and it talks about doing it 6 times and duplicating it in your team, right? I love what Joanne said, that the devil is in the details. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know what it is. It's all there. Literally, it's all there. If you actually followed it step by step, It's all there. So please read the captions. Make sure you're aware of all the details, because when you know what you're doing, you can easily teach it to your team. And that's how you see people that are just speaking, that are like, know it all on the back of their hand. It's because repetition. It's because they're not just doing it themselves, they're also teaching it. And when they're teaching it to their people, it's sinking in even more for them. And that's why it's like breathing, right? Like the DMOs is just breathing, right? So you don't have to think as much over time. So please go read this. It's in the Facebook group, and read the captions so you can understand the details and teach your people as well.
Thanks, babe. Awesome. Couple last announcements this week. Last week for these Renew. Who here picked up any of these Renew packs, by the way? Are you excited? You're getting them in. If you get them, make the video, put them into the Wellness 360 Facebook page, put them onto your pages and everything if you have access to that. If you didn't yet, take advantage. I'm telling you, we got this pack just to get the cool frother. It's worth it. It's really cool. All right. But whether it's a 4-pack, 10-pack, take a look at that. This will be one of the top 3 sellers in the world. Awesome. Congratulations. And next event, remember, every Monday right now, we are doing a Manager Monday collaborative call. This has been so much fun. We actually have so much action happening in the organization. We have a new officer that hit, guys. Like, I can't wait. I think she was actually watching this on Facebook. I won't say who it is yet, but you're going to learn a lot of cool things on this call. So 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. We put all these replay as well too. And last announcement, I've reconfigured all of our stuff. So we have a YouTube page now. So if you're like, where plays, because Facebook isn't like the easiest. Just to show you, we have all of our training replays on this YouTube page, our Warrior Movement YouTube page. So it'll all be up there. And we have all of our calls and everything. All right. So other than that, everyone, we'll put those into the chats and everything. We love you all. Let's crush the week. Have an amazing weekend. Congratulations. Thank you to all of our amazing superstars for sharing. God bless. Have